You are sitting in a dealership finance office at 8:47 in the evening. You are exhausted. The finance guy slides a piece of paper across the desk with a number on it. $1,043 a month for 84 months. You do the mental math. That is your grocery budget and your gym membership combined. But he smiles and says most people are paying this much nowadays, so you sign it. You think you just bought a car, but you did not. You just signed a contract to destroy exactly $4,180 of your future wealth every single month for the next 7 years. It is the ultimate trap, and dealerships pray you never learn the actual math behind it. We are going to expose the hitting multipliers that turn a standard car payment into $1 million loss by the time you retire. If you are sitting there wondering why you make decent money but still feel broke, the answer is probably parked in your driveway. Let's talk about the opportunity cost multiplier. Historically, the S&P 500 returns an average of 10% annually. When you're making car payments throughout your career, the average dollar you spend has about 15 years of potential compounding time ahead of it. At a 10% return over 15 years, $1 becomes $4.18. This means every single dollar you send to your auto lender is costing you more than 4 future dollars. Exactly. When you sign up for a $1,000 a month truck payment, you are actively destroying over $4,000 of future wealth every 30 days. Let me show you what this looks like with two real people. Let's call them Jake and Marcus. Jake is 29, makes $68,000 a year, and is tired of looking broke, so he buys a $42,000 Silverado with a $780 monthly payment for 72 months. He justifies it because he feels he deserves it. Marcus works right down the hall. He makes almost the exact same salary, but he buys a 5-year-old Honda Accord for $16,500 in cash. That same $780 that Jake sends to the bank every month, Marcus sets up as an automatic transfer into a Vanguard S&P 500 index fund. And here's where the math gets brutal over a 30-year career. Jake does what most people do. Every 6 years, when his truck starts feeling old, he trades it in and finances another one. He repeats this 5 times. Marcus buys a used car every 8 years in cash and never stops investing that $780 a month. Fast forward to age 59, Jake has made 360 monthly payments. He has paid roughly $58,000 in pure interest. His retirement account has maybe $184,000 in it, and he's driving a 5-year-old truck worth $19,000. He'll be working until he's nearly 70. Marcus, on the other hand, is driving a perfectly fine Camry. His investment account, from just that one monthly payment redirected to the market, sits at over $1.5 million. He's retiring tomorrow. Jake sacrificed $1.4 million to drive a nicer vehicle to the exact same office. And the payment is just the part you can see. We have to talk about the hidden subscriptions that come with these massive vehicles. Dealerships sell you on the payment, but they don't mention that insuring an $80,000 truck costs drastically more than insuring a used sedan. If you total a Camry, the bank loses maybe $15,000. If you total a King Ranch, they lose $80,000. Your collision and comprehensive premiums skyrocket. Then you have fuel. A heavy truck gets maybe 15 miles to the gallon compared to 35 in a sedan. You're spending hundreds more a month just to commute. Don't forget the tires and maintenance. Replacing massive all-terrain tires runs between $1,500 and $2,000. Oil changes cost more. Brake jobs cost more. Property taxes and registration fees on a new luxury truck can easily hit $1,000 a year in many states. When you add the insurance premium, the extra gas, the expensive tires, and the taxes, that $1,000 payment is actually costing you closer to $1,500 a month. You're essentially paying a second rent to maintain a depreciating asset. And the most devastating part of it all is the psychology. It's a concept called hedonic adaptation. When you drive that new truck off the lot, the dopamine hit is incredible. You sit higher than everyone else. The leather smells great. You feel successful. But psychological studies show that this happiness boost lasts exactly 8 to 12 weeks. By month 3, it's just your car. The thrill is completely gone. You don't even notice the heated seats anymore. But the financial prison you signed up for lasts for 7 years. You traded permanent financial stress for a temporary emotional high. It completely warps your decision-making. When you have a massive car payment hanging over your head, you become risk-averse in your career. You can't quit a toxic job because you need the paycheck to pay the bank. You can't take a pay cut to break into a new industry that might make you happier. You can't start a business. That status symbol in the driveway just turned you into a wage slave. And ironically, the people you're trying to impress with it don't even care. They really don't. Let's look at what actual millionaires drive, because the data is the exact opposite of what car commercials want you to believe. 61% of households earning over $250,000 a year drive Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords, not Mercedes, not BMW. The typical self-made millionaire drives a car that's at least 2 years old and paid for in cash. Warren Buffett drove a standard Cadillac for a decade. Mark Zuckerberg drives a Honda Fit. They understand that wealth is not what you drive. Wealth is what you own that generates income while you sleep. Meanwhile, 86% of the people driving luxury cars are not millionaires. They're middle-class people spending their retirement money to look wealthy at stoplights. The auto industry has built an empire on convincing you that your competence and success are tied to a vehicle. They want you to believe that a used sedan is a sign of failure. It's brilliant marketing, but it's complete fiction. A vehicle is a tool. You don't buy a $90,000 hammer to hang a picture frame. When you buy a massive truck just to commute to an office job, you're buying a billboard that advertises your willingness to remain in debt. So how do you escape the hostage negotiation you're currently in with your car loan? If you're already drowning in a massive payment, you have to stop the bleeding. Sell the vehicle. Even if you're slightly underwater, take the hit now. Buy a reliable 3 to 5-year-old sedan for cash or on a maximum 36-month term. Yes, it will bruise your ego. Your coworkers might notice you downgraded. Let them judge you. They're the ones panicking about their own payments behind closed doors. And here's the absolute most important step. Once you escape that payment, or once you finally pay off your current car, don't stop making the payment. Set up an automatic transfer for that exact same amount and send it directly into an S&P 500 index fund. Your quality of life doesn't change because you're already used to not having that money. But instead of making the financing company rich, you're buying back your own freedom. The car you drive is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of your financial literacy. Stop driving your retirement to work and start building actual wealth.